Hello everyone, welcome to class 7 English. So today we are going to see a poem, and that poem is very interesting, which most of us experience it as a child. Even when I was a child, I experienced it, that is preparing paper boats. I hope children, you all love to prepare paper boats. So today's poem is about paper boats, and it is written by Rabindranath Tagore, who is also fondly called as Gurudev. So children, let us look into few activities before we get into the poem, right? Yes, let us do these activities before we read. Read the questions given below. Share your answers with your classmates and teachers. Now, first question. What comes to mind when you think about paper boats? Yes, when we think about paper boats, what is that first thing which strikes to our mind? It is about how we make the paper boat, isn't it, children? Making the paper boat is also a very interesting task, right? So, when I think of paper boats, the thing that comes to my mind is of folding paper and making small boats and floating them on water, such as or a stream or a puddle during rainy days. Yes, children, now it's rainy time. So all of you get up to make paper boats and float it in the water. So it reminds me of childhood games and simple joys. Dear children, though this is a technological era, but such fun we'll never get it, though how much technological era it is. So we have to experience such fun because it will be cherished in our life forever. Okay, children? What do you think someone might hope for when they send a paper boat down a stream? So, we send the paper boat through the water. Okay. So, when we just drop the paper boat in the water, children, what do you think? To how long the paper boat will travel? If it is reaching to some other place, what will the reaction of those people who receive this paper boat? Isn't it, children? So that is a question. Now let us see the answer. They might hope the boat travels far, reaches someone unknown, or carries a message or wish to a distant place. Right, children? Now, question 3. Read the title of the poem, Paper Boats, and predict what the poem might be about. Yes, I already revealed you what is the title of the poem and what is the poem about. Yes, the poem might be about a child making paper boats, floating them on a stream and imagining where they might go or who might find them. So yes, this poem is about a child who prepares paper boats and who floats it in the water and who imagines that to certain places it will reach. Let us see everything in the poem, children. Okay, this is the answer. You can just have a gist about the poem through this answer. So we have one more exercise here. Read the given paragraph and match the highlighted words with their meanings given in the box below. So children, here you have few words, children, and all these words are verbs. You can see that, and how these words differ according to the context. Let us see. I love to play beside running stream. See, the answer is running stream. At a short distance from my grandparents' house. I love to see it skipping along to join a river. On the river, I can see boats with bulging sails moving swiftly. Some of them take the people from one shore to the other, while in some of them can be seen lading things too. I can spend hours watching the busy river and dreaming about them, burying my head in my pillow at night. So children, This paragraph is based on a real boat and how that boat moves on water. Okay, and while moving, how it looks, what does a boat carry, and as a spectator, how does someone love to see that situation. Okay. So children, whatever the answers we have just discussed, the meanings for that, children. Running means speedily flowing. Skipping means bouncing. Bulging means swelling. Lading is loading. Now we are going to come across all these words again in the poem also. Burying means putting. Now let us plunge into the poem, children. Day by day, I float my paper boats one by one down the running stream. So children, first which you have to remember here is that here I, who is a speaker, he is a child. Right children? Here the speaker is a child. So what does the child say? Day by day, that is every day. I float my paper boats. I drop my paper boats one by one down the running stream. Okay, so the boy explains that every day he drops a paper boat on the running stream. Stream is where the flow of water is very easy. Then, in big black letters, I write my name on them and the name of the village where I live. See, not only dropping the paper boats on the water, the boy writes his name in big black letters, in all capital letters. The boy writes his name on the paper boat. And at the same time, along with his name, he also writes the name of the village where he lives. Children, you might have observed when we go to different places, the picnic centers or pilgrim centers and all, we can see people carving their names or writing their names on the walls or on the stones. Okay, that is just a sort of remembrance. Okay, so even here, the boy wanted to test, okay, whether his name and address will reach to some other people when this paper boat is traveling to a certain distance. I hope that someone in some strange land will find and know who I am. So, see his imaginary skills here, children. The boy hopes that whatever he writes, whatever the name, his name and the village name on the paper boat, that will maybe that helpful for someone in some strange land, that is some other people in different land may get those paper boats, may collect those paper boats, and when they read the boy's name and the name of his village, then they may understand that in so and so village there is a boy with so and so name. Did you understand, children? Then, I load my little boats with a shuli flower from our garden and hope that these blooms of the dawn will be carried safely to land in the night. See, children, load. That is, he will fill the paper boats with shuli flowers. Okay, shuli flowers, in Hindi we call it as parijat flowers. Okay, children. So this shuli flower is in Hindi, we call it as parijat. Okay, this is Hindi name. This is Hindi. Okay, parijat flowers. So what the boy does is, he will fill the paper boats with shuli flowers, which is grown in his garden. These flowers are grown in his garden, and hope that these blooms, that is these flowers which he fills the paper boat in the morning. Here the meaning of dawn is morning, children. Okay, meaning of dawn is morning, or you can say sunrise. Let me write here dawn, D-A-W-N, dawn, D-U-S-K, dusk. It is the opposite. Okay, dawn means sunrise. Okay, and dusk means sunset. Right, children? In the same way, now sunrise means morning, right? Sunrise is morning, sunset is evening. Okay, so did you understand this? I have explained that dawn antonym is dusk, and sunrise antonym is sunset, morning antonym is evening. All these are the meanings, children. Okay. I also clearly explained, if you need to write the opposite of dawn, do not write sunset, you have to write dusk. So that is the combination of the words there. Okay, now coming back to the poem. So, the boy hopes that the flowers which are filled in the morning, okay, in the paper boats, will be carried safely to the distant land by the night. Okay, after that, then I launch my paper boats and look up into the sky and see the little clouds setting the white bulging sails. I launch my paper boats, that is, once I drop the paper boats in the water, okay, I look up into the sky. The boy looks up into the sky. For what? To see the little clouds. And when the boy looks up at the clouds in the sky, what does he see? He's setting the white bulging sails. Here the meaning of white bulging sails means clouds, children. Okay, so what the boy observes is that the clouds are in a bulged position. Okay, that means the clouds are filled with water and it's about to rain. So after launching the paper boats in the water, the boy looks up at the sky and sees the bulging clouds. I know not what playmate of mine in the sky sends them down the air to race with my boats. So the boy says that the clouds are his playmates. You know what is a playmate? The one who play along with you. Okay, so here the boy says that I know not what playmate of mine in the sky. That is, my playmate is in the sky. Who is the playmate, children? Bulging sails, white bulging sails. Okay, sends them down the air. So my playmate will send it down the air. That is, it will send the rain down the air, by which my boat will float in the water to race with my boats. Okay, then when night comes, I bury. Please do not pronounce it as bury, children. It is bury. Okay. I bury my face in my arms. What do you mean by that? When it is night, okay, I bury my face in my arms. Bury my face means in this way, covering the face with the arms. And dream that my paper boats float and on under the midnight stars. So, at night, I just cover my face with my hands in my arms. Okay, that is otherwise in this way, children. Okay, while we sleep, usually we put the hand in this way, right? So, he covers that and he imagines that paper boats float on and on under the midnight stars. The paper boats which he dropped during dawn. Do you remember? Dawn, that is during the sun rising, during morning. Okay, will be moving now throughout the night to a distant land. The fairies of sleep are sailing in them. So he also imagines that the fairies of sleep, that is night, it is usually the sleeping time. So the fairies of sleep are sailing in them, and the lading is their baskets full of dreams. So, and in this way, the fairies' baskets which they are carrying in their hands, that baskets is full of dreams. So, Rabindranath Tagore, as I said it, this poem is written by Rabindranath Tagore, to whom fondly we call as Gurudev. And his famous work Gitanjali has been adorned by the people very much. Do you know that, children? So, this is all about our poem Paper Boats. I hope you will prepare paper boats during rainy season, and you also will write your name of the city on that, and you just see to how far it is going to travel.